Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out my top 10 games that you should own on your Quest. Now, we won't be ranking any of these games from 10 to 1, these are all a number 1 in my opinion, and games that you should just freaking own on your Quest too. So I just want to put that out there today, that these are in no particular order, and that is that. Also at the beginning of this, we're going to do a no-brainer, well duh bro list at the beginning of this, because I don't want to do this the same as every other freaking list that you've seen on the internet, where we say, oh, you should own Beat Saber, yada 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 yada. So we're going to get those all out of the way now. I'm just going to give you the suggestions of the games that pretty much everyone already owns on Quest, and if you don't, you probably should. So here you go, here is my well duh, no-brainer freaking list.
There's things like Gorilla Tag, which is Gorilla Tag, I think we all know what that is by now. Zenith, an MMO that's in virtual reality. Pop 1, which is a Fortnite-style battle royale. Beat Saber. I mean, criminy, if you don't know what Beat Saber is, well, I don't know how to help you. Pistol Whip, because you should know what Pistol Whip is. It's a freaking amazing game. Vader Immortal, because I kind of feel like if you own a Quest, yeah, you should have played that game by now. Other social games like Rec Room, which is free, you can jump into and explore a bajillion different worlds made by people, or the same with VR Chat. You can go in and again explore the untold amount of worlds.
Well, there you have it. There's all the well duh games that you should own. Now we can jump into the top 10 best freaking games that you should be having on your Quest.
Up first we have I Expect You to Die 1 and 2. Now I'm going to quantify these games as a single unit because honestly they are freaking amazing, and 1 and 2 are on such an equal par to each other that they just should be considered as a singular epic experience that you should definitely have an experience. I Expect You to Die 1 and 2 both around the same thing, which is a epic puzzler game that really just ties in with the niche and fun little story that goes alongside of it. As the game would suggest, they expect you to die in multiple different ways. You will fail, you will die, and you will succeed in the end. But let me tell you, these are some of my absolute favourite games, and I love them. They had to be on this list, and they are must-have. Get these games in your life if you haven't played them already. Next up on the list is Resident Evil 4. Now this feels like it almost could have been in the well duh list, but honestly like it's a bit of a newer game, and I think people that are newer coming into virtual reality are still realizing that things like this even exist. Now as far as I know, Resident Evil 4 is pretty much one of those perfect ports that's been brought into the Quest from flat game into virtual reality. So I definitely think this is a very good representation of what can be done with a port and how it can be handled in a Quest port. So definitely check this one out if you haven't already. It's a good one. Get it in your library. Next up is a flippin' banger, Blade and Sorcery Nomad. If you don't know what this game is, it's basically a hack and slash sandbox experience like no other. The physics in this game are absolutely outstanding. Visually it's coming so far now. It's like it's just teetering on the I can't believe this is running on the Quest kind of spectrum of things, especially with the physics-based system that they got in the game. It's pretty much eye-wateringly beautiful in what they have done with this game, so I definitely recommend that you go check this out. It's almost on par with the not visually, but the gameplay itself is almost on par with the PC at this point, so really you're losing out on nothing other than a little bit of visual if you're going to be playing this on the Quest. And if it's your best option, then damn dude, definitely this is a flawless game you should get in your life to go and beat the snot out of some people. Next up, if we want to sweat your freaking nuts off while having one hell of a time to a banging beat and kick some epic looking badasses in the face, well then you need to be playing Until You Fall. This is a fantastic freaking game that not only is visually stunning, I love the look of this sort of vaporwave, color wave that is in this game. The music is just freaking second to none for game music, and the gameplay itself is absolutely freaking bitchin'. You should definitively be owning Until You Fall. If you want something to physically get fit with and have some fun, then Until You Fall is the one that you should be picking up. Next up, if you are like me and you would love to do some freaking parkour, but you're a little scared that you might break your legs clean off of your body, well, VR has you covered, bro. You can now jump into Stride. Stride is virtual reality's parkour game, and I freaking love this game. It's continually being updated with like multiplayer modes and a bunch of other stuff that you can do in there, but it makes you feel like an absolute freaking hero, running around the rooftops, shooting the bad guys, doing insane parkour stuff, and just in general feeling like an absolute freaking badass. I couldn't recommend Stride enough. I absolutely personally love this game. It's one of those things that I go back to a lot, so that's why I had to make it onto this this list because for me personally it's one of the games that I just couldn't do without on my Quest, so I fully recommend you this. Next on the list we have Demio. Now this game is so much freaking fun. If you're looking to get into a game with a good few friends and just enjoy yourself with a really traditional board game styled game, then Demio is the one for you. Has a ton of content that's in there to do and explore and do together. You'll be able to go in there as 4 players and just have like literally 3 hours of non-stop fun. It's one of those games where you genuinely will run your headset dry and you will have no freaking battery, so make sure you have this thing plugged in before you get into this game because you're going to massively lose yourself. Like, one of the best things for me about Demio is it really has that D&D feel in a board game sort of style, so I just think that this is one of those ones that everyone needs to experience. And definitely if you're looking for a solid multiplayer experience where you just want to get together, have a bit of a laugh with your friends and play a sick game at the same time, Demio is definitely going to be the one for you. Next up we have Redmata. Now Redmata is still to this day one of the best looking games on Quest 2. In my opinion, I don't think it's been outdone yet, with like sort of like fake ray tracing going on throughout the game that essentially really does trick you into feeling like it is what it is. It's just a visually stunning game, but then to boot on top of that, it has a fantastic story that goes out through the entire thing, puzzle elements as well to go in with it as well, so you have that kind of escape room puzzle-esque sort of feel to the game, and like I say, a very solid story. There's also a second one coming out to us very soon, so if you haven't played this already, I actually really recommend that you go and check this one out, because Redmata is one of those games that will give you about 3 hours worth of joy and you will enjoy yourself the entirety of the way, plus it's eye-wateringly beautiful. Next up we have Resist. Now, oh my god, I love this game. If you want to feel like Spider-Man in virtual reality on your Quest 2, let me tell you, Resist is about the closest thing you're ever gonna freaking get to that exact situation. As you swing around the city on your insane grapple hooks, fighting giant mech warriors and doing a full campaign at the same time, you, my friends, will want to play Resist, as this game pretty much has it all from, like I say, story solid, gameplay solid, look of it freaking double solid. So it really is one of those games that just has about everything that you want to find in a virtual reality game wrapped into one little neat package. Also, supposedly there's going to be some DLCs that are going to come out for this down the line, which I'm very excited for if they expand upon this. There's quite a large city to go around and swing around and explore, as well as being like taken and tailored on a completely kind of perfectly story-driven experience, as well as the feeling of sandbox where you can just go and kind of do what you want. So it's kind of really just got a bit of everything to it. I feel like this game is one of those ones that's high up on my personal list because it kind of just ticks all of the boxes of things that I'm looking for in a virtual reality game. And last but not least, and quite possibly my favourite game that I've ever played in virtual reality, is Saints and Sinners. This game is what I would call perfection in virtual reality. It has the immersive level of everything. It's got an insanely cool story. It has nothing missing from the PC port to the Quest port. It just is, everything is there, and visually they have managed to make it incredibly stunning. So I freaking love this. If you're looking for something that's got a little bit of spook, a little bit of extra cool spicy stories, and something that's going to have some insane longevity to it, I'm talking like a full length game campaign, then this is going to be the game for you. On top of the full-length campaign, they already have 2 other DLCs that are out, adding hours upon hours worth of extra content, and we have Saints and Sinners 2 coming up right around the corner towards the end of this year. So if there has ever been a freaking time to go and lose like 20 hours of your life to a game, then Saints and Sinners should be the one for you to go and pick, because this one, my friends, is freaking value for money. Zombie slaying, story driven. Are you the good or are you the bad? Only you will find out if you're a saint or a sinner. And last up on the list, we have After the Fall. This is one of my all-time favourite multiplayer VR games. If you are looking for something that brings you that Left 4 Dead vibe, getting in with some friends and shooting the snot out of a bunch of dread up zombies, then this is the game for you. In this, you go in as a team of 4 and you can take on the several different maps that they have in the game at the moment, ranging through all the different difficulties, which allows you to have a lot of replayability happiness. If you're into your grinding in a game, then this is definitely going to be for you as you grind to unlock all the different weapons, skins and so on in the game. It really has a little bit of something for everyone, and if you can get in with some friends, this is one of those things that has so much replayability to it. It really pays for itself in the amount of fun that you're going to have in this game. So this one comes highly recommended from me. Anyway, that is pretty much going to do us for this list, guys. We have covered so much in this list, really, of all the games that you should definitively be owning on your Quest. And to be honest with you, there is so many more. It was incredibly hard to sit down and pick this list out because honestly I have far too many favourite games that I could put on this list. And you know, it's only times like this when I really realise just how much of a content library there really is on Quest. Sometimes it can kind of feel like we have these big dry spots that lead you to think that there's not a lot on there, but actually there's so much to go out there and experience. So if you have a Quest, go dust it up, you know, get it off the bloody shelf, put it on your head and go and play some of these games, because there is a ton for you to do and go and experience right now. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider smashing like and subscribing, and I will catch you in the next one.